Hi again, guys. Wanted to talk about pitch other than fastballs and changeups. I don't teach young kids how to throw breaking balls. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it on elbows. The wear and tear of it is just something that is not good for young arms and young elbows in particular. Um, so a couple years back, I played in a tournament. This was like 11U baseball, and we played a really good pitcher, probably the best pitcher I've seen in the state of Wisconsin at age 11. And he pitched against us Friday night, threw about 40 curveballs against us. They ended up beating us. It was 4-3. We come through the losers bracket and play this team in the championship game. A different pitcher started for them in the championship, and we took like a 3-run lead, and then they bring this kid back in who pitched Friday night, and he had thrown over 100 pitches on Friday, almost half of them curveballs. Then he came back in again on Sunday with 1 day rest and threw another 25, 30 curveballs. They ended up coming back and beating us. I mean, the kid was good. Kid was really good. Came back and beat us, but I was pretty mad about it. Not that we lost, but that the other coach was actually calling pitches in the game. And I had a couple choice words for the coach after the game, and little did I know, 2 weeks later, I heard that that kid was done for the year, and actually went in for a procedure for his elbow, and he didn't throw for the next year. So that's why I don't do curveballs and sliders for young kids. Obviously, four seam, two seam, and then our four seam change up, circle change up, and then two seam circle change up are what I think are the best pitches in the game. But then if you want to get to that next pitch, the next pitch that I teach, and I will teach this to young kids, even though it's a slight supination pitch, is a cut fastball. Now, when I say cut fastball, I always like to use the term cut fastball because that's what it is. A lot of people will say, I'm going to throw a cutter, and then they forget that a cutter is a fastball. It's really simple. So if this is my four seam grip, all I'm going to do with a cutter is I'm going to angle my hand a little bit. Okay. So I'm righty, and I'm going to angle my fingers to the outside part of the ball. I'm going to push my thumb a little further over. Then I'm going to push the ball a little bit deeper into my hand. Okay. And here's my cutter grip. Now all I have to do is, if you can kind of see, you can kind of imagine a clock being on the ball. So it'd be 12, 3, 6, and 9. So what I'm going to do with that grip, instead of throwing it at 12 and 6, I'm just going to angle it slightly to supination, which would be, for me, looking at it, would be 1 to 7. Okay. So if you're, the one throwing it, you're going to turn the clock. So you're looking at the clock, and you're going to turn it from 12 and 6 to 1 and 7. And then another little thing that you can do and add to that is put more pressure on the middle finger. And that's going to help get that ball to spin in that 1 to 7 or 2 to 8 rotation. And that's what's going to help the ball cut. So if I'm a right-handed pitcher and I throw a cutter to a righty, it's going to cut away. It's going to go from right to left. Okay. Where if I'm facing the lefty, it's going to go in on a lefty's hands. Okay. So it's a great pitch for both handed hitters. You can jam lefties with it, and you can get righties off away. And if you get good enough, you can actually throw front door cutters into righties and back door cutters to lefties. But those get a little bit more difficult. Finding the right release points and all that stuff can be difficult. But I know a lot of college guys are starting to do that, and you see a lot of pro guys. I was watching Davies the other day for the Brewers. He throws a really good cutter. He throws it in and out, and that pitch has really allowed him to be a really, really effective major league pitcher. So it's kind of fun to watch. So think about that. Try to learn that cutter. It is a pitch. If you're young, I wouldn't throw 40 of them in a game because, like I said, it is a supination turn. You do have to remember, when you throw this too, we want to throw through the ball. Okay, we don't want to throw around it. We don't want to twist and turn the wrist. Okay, because that's going to start to torque in on the elbow, get into that UCL area, which is the bad area in the elbow. So it's just a slight turn of the wrist, put the pressure on the middle finger, and throw through that ball. Okay, make sure you're throwing it like a fastball, because that's what it is. It's a cut fastball. So think about that if you want to add another pitch to your arsenal. It's really good. and it's not bad on your elbow as long as you don't turn and twist the wrist as you throw it. So thanks, guys. Hopefully that helped for some of you. Please log on to my website for any more information. I am doing lessons Wednesday nights here in May, and then in the summer I'm going to be doing lessons Tuesdays and Thursday mornings between 9 and noon. So please contact me, call me, text me, shoot me an email to get some times, and we'll get some stuff set up. Thanks, guys.